All right, guys, a real quick video on when is ground hunting the best option. I've hunted ground hunting a good bit, and I've hunted out of the trees most of all, through the years. But I usually get at least one deer a year off the ground. I didn't last year. But when is it the best option to hunt off the ground? There are times when it's better. And I will be perfectly honest with you. For me, the advantage of the tree stand is getting away with movement. And having, like, if you're on the ground and you have a deer come 5 yards from you, it's a good chance you ain't gonna shoot him, because it's too much movement and he can hear anything. But if you're up in the tree and the deer's 5 yards, well, that's near perfect. So the advantage of the tree stand over the ground for me is not scent, it's simply getting away with movement. And a couple years ago, I committed most of the end of the season to ground hunting, and part of the next season, and I had some tremendous encounters with critters. I had a mature buck at 3 yards behind me right there. Had I been in a tree, I'm keeping up with this donkey. I'll fill y'all in when I come up with my conclusion on when a donkey brays. I don't know if y'all heard him or not. But anyway, I had a mature buck at 3 yards. Had I been in the tree stand, I could have let him walk on past me, and I'd have been standing because I heard him coming, and I would have turned a little bit and shot him quartering away. But on the ground, I'm expecting the deer over here. I'm right-handed, and the deer comes by right here. There's no way I can get away with that movement. And he finally circled out there and caught my wind. So the advantage to me, the tree stand over the ground, is simply movement. The scent. I mean, if a wind's wrong, you're on the ground, the deer's gonna smell you. If you're 15 feet in a tree, he's gonna smell you. It's not scent. I guess if you're climbing 30 feet in the air, it may make a difference. So, when is the best time to hunt on the ground? With that said, well, for me, I'll give you a perfect example. I'm about to start hunting on the ground some. That's a beautiful bird sound. There's a place over in the hills where I'm gonna hunt. If y'all watch my video about the hills, and I really don't know what the wind's gonna do there, because I'm not familiar with hunting the terrain features that are there. And so, and the trees, it's all pines, and they are the kind of pines, loblolly maybe, where there's just limbs all the way up. So if you're gonna put even a lock on with some sticks in there, you're gonna have to cut some limbs out. There's some work in it, and it changes stuff. And so then you commit to that tree you did all that work with, and you go there. It's new to me, right? So I don't know, the wind may change. It may change that afternoon. I don't know how things are gonna work there. And so I've did all that work, and I can't just move. So that particular place, and it is hot. I can tell you now, it's a very hot place. And as you'll see as we go forward and I hunt it from the ground, I almost know we're gonna get some action. Whether we shoot one or not, that's a horse of a different color. But I'm hunting a movement from left to right, and hardly any. I mean, it's pretty. The terrain has forced movement, so I know about where they're going to be. They may be coming from. I don't know which way they're going to be coming, so I can go in with my pruners and do very minor stuff, and set where I can actually, like if I'm sitting here and the wind all of a sudden changes, to be consistent, I get up and move. And so that's when it's an advantage to hunt off the ground. Also, when the leaves are gone, which won't be long, then you get spotted in the tree a lot. Especially in a heavy hunted area, at the heights that I hunt from, your tree choices really go down simply because you'll get spotted in the tree when the leaves are gone. But on the ground, I believe you have a less chance of being spotted because of the cover that you can get in. And most of the deer I've taken from the ground have been late season, now that I think about that. So that's an advantage. So one of the advantages would be, if you don't know exactly what the wind's gonna do in an area, as far as changing with thermals, hunting on the ground is a good idea, because you can move here or there. Being mobile, and I don't mean going and building a big old blind or a pop-up blind. I'm talking about with the, my kill suit, my ghillie suit, and minimum stuff, maybe my Walmart chair that I'm sitting in right here, and I can just pick up and without even strapping on anything, just grab my stuff and move. and I already have the two places prearranged. Maybe make sure my back cover's good, and I've scratched out dirt for my feet to be quiet, all that sort of stuff in both areas, so that I can move without much effort and do it quietly. So that's that's an advantage of hunting on the ground. Whereas if you're in the tree, a lot of guys say they get out and move, but 90% of us are committed. Once we sit down in that tree, we stand. And so that's a plus. Cover is another. Like if you're out in the wide open cover, if you're in an oak flat, there's no overhead cover, then naturally the ground with stuff like you see behind me is the advantage. Can y'all see the few amount of standing trees I have right here? If you climbed in one of them, you're gonna get spotted. But there's ground places you can get. And another thing for me is over here where I'm talking about hunting at is public land in the hills over there. And so if I trim up a tree, and it'll be very obvious, if you trim up a tree to climb in a good spot, then somebody is gonna spot that. And you can never tell. It may draw somebody to hunt your area simply because people spot it. Where on the ground you can do some minimum stuff and maybe get seen, maybe not get seen. I believe for me, barring movement, shooting a deer on the ground, I would rather shoot at a critter on the ground than in the tree, I believe. And because I don't shoot any pounds, and the angle downward, a lot of times I don't get an exit, especially if I get that shoulder or elbow on the other side, and I have a high entry wound, which may not give me much blood regardless of the broadhead you use. But if I'm on the ground and I hit that joker, I'm always going to shoot for the middle third, and if I only get an entry wound, it's more than likely going to be much lower than it would have been in the tree to help give me that blood to find my critter right there. And just some thoughts on ground hunting, because I'm about to start ground hunting some, and it's simply, I love hunting on the ground because it's easy. That's another advantage. It's much easier. You're not toting a whole bunch of crap in there. You're not climbing, oh, somebody stole my stand, you better not leave it, that sort of thing. Whereas on the ground there, I'll take this $15 Walmart chair here, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do, Lord willing, when I go and start hunting this place. And I'm waiting on a cold front. It's a really good spot, and that's an airplane, my cousin flying an airplane behind me. And I really want everything to be right when I get in there. Actually, two airplanes. It looks like they're playing chase. Make that three. I feel like France during World War II. I'll probably take my Walmart chair when I go hunt the place in the hills over there, because it's a really, really good place. There's a lot of buck sign. There's the biggest hog sign that I've ever seen as far as the size of the animal. And there's just a lot of sign there. And so I will take this stand and this chair and just hide it, and I'll have it there and leave it, move from one spot to the next, and it'll be some kind of easy to get in there and hunt. And this metal chair won't leave any scent, won't draw any attention to anybody. I can pick it up, fold it, and lay it down flat, and nobody's gonna spot it. And so that's another advantage of hunting on the ground, is being easy. I love my Waldrop pack seat. But I mean, if I got something that's already there and I don't have to tote it, well, it wins out. I just have to remember to bring a cushion, because we have a cold front coming, and that's one thing I'm waiting on, is to hunt this place right after this cold front in 2 days, when it should be peak movement. And I always like that first set seems to be the best. So that's what I want to do. I'll go over there, and I'm waiting on it. And the ground hunting has its advantages and its disadvantages, but sometimes it is the best choice. And so, and it is the most rewarding, no doubt. Very much rewarding when you shoot a deer. I've taken deer from the ground at 6 yards before. And I'm trying to think if I shot one any closer than that. I've killed hogs much closer than that. But I think 6 yards is the closest I've ever a shot of deer from the ground. And everything has to line up. It has to be right. You have to be patient. But you get that heart pumping. Another thing is hunting from the ground. If you're a guy that has to draw the bow back and take a few seconds to get lined up, it won't be in your favor, because you're right there and that deer's close. And the second that joker looks the other way, you better come up and shoot, because they're gonna spot you on the ground. I always like for them, if I can, to be walking past me, but still they're gonna see you if that head don't go the other way. So ground hunting has its advantages, it has its disadvantages, but there is a time when it is the very best. And one of the major things is, if I fall out of this chair right here, I don't think I'll get broke up. And I would be able to spend more time here because it's really comfortable. And so there you go. I'm about to start ground hunting some. It won't be full time, but there's a couple of places that I have to hunt. Another one on private land where there's a bunch of fell over trees, and I just found it a week ago, 2 weeks ago, where they've been snaking through the maze of fell over trees headed to a field, and it is wore out and it's full of scrapes and all that sort of thing. And I think they planting that field in rye now. They've already picked the peanuts, and I'm thinking that it will it's going to be really good late season. So there you have it. Hunting from the ground is good. It gets that heart pounding. Hunting from the tree is good. It gets that heart pounding. But sometimes the tree is best, sometimes the ground is best. And that's my thoughts on that. Thank y'all for watching my videos. And a lot of comments on my dog, Miss Daisy. Come here, Daisy. Come here. And I want to tell you, jump up. Come on, come on. She's a fine puppy. Everybody should be blessed with a Miss Daisy at least once in their lifetime. It's my goal to make sure she lives the best life, because she has somehow just created so much joy for me and Miss Tammy. So y'all keep the good Lord first. Get right with God, stay right with God, and all this turmoil going on in the world today won't faze you. We tend to focus on the problem and forget that we're children of the living God, and all this stuff is supposed to happen. And we're supposed to trust in Him. And if this life here on earth gets cut short, it's short anyway. Eternity is what you're banking on. So y'all keep the good Lord first. And me and Miss Daisy May, we'll see y'all next time.